Going live, and we are live and rolling. So, welcome back everyone to the second race of the IMRC season. This is from Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. Let's get everything back up and running here. I know he's just seeing a black screen at the moment. Don't panic. That's just me getting my stuff situated. Pull this up. And let's give you some pictures. There we go. Alright. So, hello to YouTube land. And I am joined once again by, of course, Joe Bertkowski.
Hello.
And someone who is pretty well versed in the IMRC scene. You saw him race at Daytona last week, and that is Blake Warren. He drove the number 8.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, our client Talladega did not end up being where I expected it to be, but it is what it is. So to fill in everyone and just kind of know, certain drivers have certain eligibility. Me and a handful of drivers are only allowed to run the plate track, so for the races going forward, minus super speedways, I'll be commentating with these fine gentlemen and hoping to add to the broadcast.
Hey, and we appreciate you being here, adding to the carnage that you were witnessing in turn 1. Oh my gosh. But as always, we're just here to have fun, get the word out about the league. Hello to Ethan, and I believe that is Tristan. Oh, jeez. Roger and Cody. So, Auto Club, 80 laps are scheduled. You will see 90 laps on the ticker. That is, of course, for the green-white checkers. Everyone, oh my gosh, Schmallenberg. Oh, these guys are fun to watch. But yeah, Joe, as always, he's here with me, and Blake, being someone who's running IMRC and leagues with these guys for quite a while, he'll be able to give some more insight maybe into who to look out for, what to expect, and maybe some past history as well. So, like I said, great to have you on board. Great to have you both on board. It's always fun.
Making some very nice trends for this race for Blake.
He's gonna be the Lewis Bloom for us, if any of you watch NHRA.
Well, I will certainly say this: a few things to look out for is definitely in the fact of Shane Sides. He managed to qualify second place today with a 38.903. There was a constant kind of ringing, so to speak, where we kind of would hound him a little bit for getting the pole on most of his qualifying runs in his own league, but he's going to be starting up second place next to Will Goss, who won last week's lights race at Talladega in a very strong performance. I would say a driver to really look out for is Cody Lamas on the number 48 Auto Guard machine. Cody has raced at California plenty of time in many different series, be it in IMRC to IBOS to even running the IMRC Nextel Cup series, and he's usually pretty consistent here. Definitely keep an eye out for him, and same thing goes along with newer driver owner Dylan Schwallenberg. Dylan is a 2-time champion of the IMRC Cup series and drove for Warren Racing for a number of years, for a number of seasons. So without a doubt, it's going to be interesting to see how he does tonight. California is typically one of his better tracks, so good luck to him as a Florida driver.
And Joe, I think that you and I can pretty much hang up our suits, because I think Blake's got it covered pretty much. But yeah, like I said, cool having you on board. And yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on those guys. We'll go ahead and run down the starting order really quick. As you heard, William Goss and Shane Sides are on the front row. William Goss with that incredible 0.8 second lap. That is really cool to see. Then you have Jovan Anderson. You may remember him as Ricky Johnson from previous IMRC races and TDR as well. He's starting third alongside Austin Ogo. Of course, you heard about Schwallenberg and Lamas. They are starting 5th and 6th. Tyler Mallon, last race winner at Talladega. Natan Amoito in 8th. And then newcomer Alexander Gonzalez in 9th, alongside Roger Ray in 10th. Then Camilo Gonzalez, don't know if he has any relation to Alexander or not. Jerry Cook, Michael Norman, Henry Nova, Oscar Ramos, Andrew Lemke, Noah Hart, Robbie Gilvin, Chris Sweats, and Dejan Weeks all took lap time in that session. 4 other drivers will be starting this race as well. Seth Cole, Don LaPrade, Felipe Teixeira, and Cole Baker, I think. I don't think he started last week, so we'll see if he starts this time around. As the carnage still unfolds there. Take one last look at the... Oh my gosh.
Wow, that car got launched.
The crazy chat there. Yeah, this is going to be a... Nope, I mean, hey, it's always a fun deal with these guys, but something to bear in mind, though, me and Blake were talking about it before coming on the air here, is going to be tire wear at this track. It's going to be a pretty major factor, isn't it?
Indeed it is. The interesting thing about this track is that for many people and for the history and trend of most people watching a California race, is typically you want to run the bottom line. But the interesting thing about this particular version of Auto Club is you can run it to the outside line. It's actually kind of preferred that you run the outside line because on the inside, you're burning up your tires significantly more. Looking at the IMRC Nextel Cup Series race last season, when I was racing, the car could definitely stick to the bottom side, but you'd burn your tires up in about 8 to 10 laps roughly. Probably a little bit on the setup, which hopefully that is kind of mitigated here, but still all the same. The Larson line is the preferred line around this racetrack, as surprising as that is, and that is the big key here. Now, whether you can save your tires or not, that's the big question.
That is going to be pretty interesting to watch. Everyone getting on track now. We are ready to go racing at Auto Club for the second race of the season. Of course, William Goss and Shane Sides on the front row. And it's going to be interesting to see who will play those lines accordingly. We saw it very similar to Homestead in the championship race last season. You saw guys making up really good time on the bottom, but then using up their stuff and falling back. So this is going to be really fun to watch. I mean, obviously Auto Club very, very wide, so we could see some craziness, especially come the end. And of course, they do have one restart as well, if something were to happen in the first lap or two. Field is rolling. And yep, it looks like 23 drivers ready to take the green flag here for the second race of season number 10. 29 and the 2 coming to the green flag. Cool to see that Mikazuki car out there as well. Pace car pulls down and coming to the stripe. Flagman has the green flag in hand and we are racing out west.
Shane Side's going to take the outside line and gets a better start there compared to teammate Scorpios Motorsports teammate Will Goss. And we are fighting 3 wide, almost 4 wide in the mid-pack.
They're already spreading out down the backstretch. Already got one completely sideways in the pack. I mean, already Michael Norman was swerving all around. They are fanning out here. Lap 1.
Man, this is something to behold right here. And there's Norman in the number 9, sliding up a little bit there. Lemke sliding around in the back. Yeah, everyone really, I mean, hey, it's like I said, this track is wide. There's plenty of room for it. Shane Sides is loving it, though. He leads the first lap from the outside pole, and pole sitter's actually dropping a little bit. William Goss struggling.
Well, I think the big thing is that, the tires are already cold once they start racing, so it takes a few laps or so to get kind of into the groove of things. Once again, as mentioned earlier, the tire wear is definitely a threat here. But even more so than that, you just don't know what exactly your initial plan is. You don't know what you're going to go with. Do you go into the inside and more importantly, going down the front stretch and the back stretch, the draft is key here. That's the big thing here. It prepares you to make your shot as you go into the corner, and you gotta hope the tires will stick when you make that move.
Yeah, true there, and I think that's what Jovan Anderson is trying to do right now. I think we had a spinner off of turn 4 the last lap. Seth Cole is off the pace. I saw smoke and skid marks off of turn 4. We might be able to go see if that was indeed the case.
And a very, very close 3-wide battle between Hart, Weeks, and Ramos. Oh my, they actually managed to keep it together.
Ramos making a big dive there. And everyone's starting to settle down a little bit, but still awfully close, nose to tail, as new leader. Jovan Anderson in the 88. Schwallenberg went with him. Shane Zides now on the bit of a back foot now in 3rd place.
Going back and checking the earlier footage, the 24 ended up doing a self-spin and I think dropped to the back intentionally to try and preserve his car. Unfortunately, it looped it around and has fallen back significantly.
Okay. And Seth Cole is very conservative, just likes to try and keep his car in one piece until the end, and hey, it might work out for him as battle for the lead. Schwallenberg on the outside with a big dive on Jovan Anderson coming off of turn number 2 now.
Drove it into the corner, almost made it stick. 88's gonna get up and block. That was very close there, but he was able to make it work on the inside lane.
One thing you can never deny is just how aggressive Schwallenberg is, especially at these 1.5-mile tracks. He seems to have the knack here to do very, very well, and clearly, even with a new team, a new sponsor, everything, he is not going to give up on that ferocity anytime soon.
He ain't giving it up right now. He's looking to the inside of the 88, trying to make that pass happen. He's going to go in hard here.
And it's going to stick, indeed.
He's going to clear the 88.
Cleared him by just about a second.
Checking through the field here. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you frickin' really.
Well, and on some negative news, it appears that the 16 may have dropped out of the race. Potentially his game crashed, unfortunately.
So did mine.
Felipe Teixeira now 2 laps down and nowhere to be seen on the racetrack.
My game crashed too.
Oh my gosh.
Again? My gosh, this is like the... Wait, did I fall out yet?
No. Yes, no, you just did.
Okay, good. Not that it would matter. Alright, let's get everything back up here. Apologies.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do radio style broadcasting.
Going back to the...
Teixeira is now leaving the pits. Apparently his game did crash, from what I can tell. Yes, it did. It did indeed crash, so hopefully he'll get some of his laps back. According to IMRC policy, he will be back to 1 lap down, and then he should be the recipient of the lucky dog.
Alright. Yeah, that's pretty much the usual rule throughout most NR 2003 leagues. I have to use that shot a couple times. Ooh, that's interesting. I just accidentally ended up on Seth Cole's car. He's clutching in the corners.
He's clutching. Wow.
He is clutching. So, a little bold fuel strategy maybe for the 24. So even though he's pretty much half a lap down right now, well, that could be interesting.
Yeah, you can see when the car's nose dips into the pavement more. He's definitely putting the clutch on.
And obviously when you're clutching, the engine just goes down to an idle. You're using a lot less fuel that way, and with the pit window, I remember I forgot to mention this, but the pit window, for fuel at least, is about 25 laps, roughly. And it's an 80 lap race, so if you're able to save like 1 or 2 laps of fuel per run, you can get there. And, well, yeah.
Yeah, you can get there with 2 stops.
Yeah, you can get there with 2 stops. I think most of these guys are thinking it's going to be 3.
I think Seth Cole after spin there was like, well, maybe it might go green. I'm all the way back here, so I might as well try something. Might as well just do something different, show off my skills, and see what he can do. And if it stays green, then, you know, it could pay off for him.
There is one thing that I will always say that Seth Cole is probably the master of, and that is saving an absurd amount of fuel. So if anyone's going to do it, I would think it would be him. 10 laps in, and green the whole way so far.
Yep, that's why a fairly clean race, minus 1 self spin and then a car dropping out.
Emoito getting a little close to Austin Ogo's rear bumper there, but they keep it going straight. Shout out here to Alexander Gonzalez. It's the first time I've ever seen this guy on track. Car number 63. And he is running really well. Running right behind Cody Lamas. 8th place at the moment. And if he's able to keep it up here, that'll be pretty cool to see as Henry Nova 9th gets into the wall a little bit.
Yep, in the very, very white number 37 car.
The thing's a ghost. Someone I'm kind of surprised to see back here right now, although you see him really diving into the corner. Tyler Mallon in 10th place right now. They won at Talladega, of course, in very dominating fashion. Kind of surprised that they're running back here in 10th at the moment, but who knows, maybe just running the conservative strategy right now and looking to make it up a little later on. Running slightly higher, and as you said, that is easier on tires, but yeah, battle for lead is eating up a lot here. Holy moly.
4 cars under a blanket.
Anderson, Shane Sides is there. There's William Goss, the pole sitter.
3 Chevys fighting a Toyota for the top spot.
And you got those 2 Fords closing in there in 4th and 5th. Or no, excuse me. It's 5th and 6th, rather. And they're sniffing at it too. So if these guys really get to racing, 4 cars could become 6. 6 could become 8.
8 to 11.
It's going to be pretty fun to watch here. We're about halfway through the fuel run right now.
Yep. One thing I wanted to roll back to is we were talking earlier about Seth in the 24 car, and Michael Norman is going into the pits. I don't know if he had a mechanical issue or what the case is. But what I wanted to mention about Seth Cole here real quick is we were just talking recently about him clutching into the corners, which I think he may be coming into the pits. No. What I was going to state is last year in the lights race, we had Camilo Gonzalez and Oscar Ramos go out and win the race 1 and 2 here at California, 30-lap doubleheader event. And the way that Ramos won the event was he clutched so hard and managed to run out of gas in like turn 3 and coast it all the way to the victory. I'm not saying that it's going to be impossible for Seth Cole to win this race. I don't know if he necessarily is in the right position at the moment to do so, but the strategy, very viable if someone can save just enough fuel. Though, for an 80-lap race, it's definitely going to be difficult.
It's going to be very difficult, but I mean, with the way that the pit window shakes up, it's definitely possible to make it on 2 stops if you go with the strategy like exactly what you were talking about. Is I'm going to keep my eye on this battle for the lead. Schwallenberg does not want to give it up.
He's breaking the draft down the straightaway, went all the way down to the grass. Almost went in the grass that time by.
Probably about 10 laps away from pit stops, maybe a little less. You see, the lap times have only fallen off slightly by a couple tenths.
Oh, this couldn't get kind of hairy.
Oh, boy. 29 and 2. 29 is getting to the inside. He's going to make the move for 3rd place at NordVPN Chevrolet underneath the Mikazuki car.
Oh my gosh, the fact that they're still fighting for position is just absolutely mind-boggling to me.
Ooh, Ogo looking to maybe follow suit. 29 clears the 2. Now will the 7 be able to follow suit?
I think so.
Looks like he's probably going to be able to, and Will Goss is going to get the run on the high side, so they'll file in just like that, maybe. He thought about it.
Try and get
Oh
up there and
my
side draft him.
goodness.
He thought about it for sure. I see some battling going on back here, and Tyler Mallon is starting to work his way forward along with Jerry Cook in the 08. He's actually starting to make up some lap time on Cody Lamas and Alexander Gonzalez.
I'll say I think that with just how early the race is, I could definitely see how Cody is maybe holding back a little bit, just trying to make sure that he's there at the end. But it's a little odd to see him just so far back, especially at California.
Yeah, it's I think he just gave up 10th right there to the 08. Nearly got into the wall.
Oh.
Looking for the crossover. Not quite going to be able to get that done. Mallon on charge up now up to 7th. But checking back on this battle here, Ogo.
Going away.
Ogo is fighting hard here. I think that he's been able to save his stuff just a tad bit better than the two that he's around right now. So he's trying to make it happen. But Schmallenberg and Anderson currently the class of the field.
If there's one thing that we know about Ogo, just as like competitors and just friends of his, it's dude is super, super wholesome and sweet. Secondly, this dude absolutely knows how to save his tires. Like, what he can manage to do with a car and the tire saving strategy that he can implement, I am not surprised at all that A, he is that close to getting into third position, and B, there's a very high likelihood his tires are better than everyone else on the track.
And I think his dodging skills had to be pretty good there to avoid turning the 29. He was trying to keep him behind him, but I don't think it's going to work. He's to the inside now. Coming off the corner, though. Goss is going to have the run. They're going to stay side by side down the backstretch.
My gosh, he's doing everything he can to try and pass Goss, but he just can't get it. He's so close. But, I mean, what do you got to do to pass him at this point? He's tried about everything.
All right, I think you're getting pretty close to the pit window. And, I don't know. I think at this point I would just be thinking, all right, let's just settle down. Try to run it out and just make it in the pit safely. And I think that these guys are thinking, well, I kind of still want to be ahead of you, though. But it's fun to watch.
The fact is, too, we're also a quarter of the way through the race. Oh, boy. Very, very close battle here between the 48 and the 63. Luckily, no one gets harmed, no one gets hurt, but oh boy, that could have spelled disaster.
Although, speaking of which, battle for the lead is heating up now. I think someone had a problem in turn 2. Oscar Ramos is pulling down pit road with a lot of side damage.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
May have had a self-spin and hit the wall.
He had help.
He had help. And that's not a caution. Ooh, and someone else in trouble, Henry Nova. Since we're here really quick, we'll take a look. He tried to pit and ended up spinning it in the grass.
Oh, yeah. Grass doesn't have much grip.
No, it does not. Whoa! 3 wide down the backstretch. This is for this is for 9th. Alexander Gonzalez, Cody Lamas, and Camilo Gonzalez. With the move 3 wide is going to clear them both. The Kyle Busch colors.
I realize that this is not race back to the line, so...
No, it isn't. But they're still racing, so I guess the caution never came out. No one said anything about a contact spin, so they're letting it go.
Yeah, I suppose not. I mean, that was definitely a contact incident. It's just kind of surprising to me that that was not called, so... Oh boy, just a pack of 4 cars, all of different manufacturers fighting.
I'll take a really quick look here at what caused the caution.
Top 10.
Or what caused that incident there, and yeah, that was definitely contact.
88's outside the 51.
Robbie Gilvin. Ooh, gotta get up there. Come on, get up there. There we go. Oh, jeez. This is getting really good here. Ogo underneath the 29.
Side-by-side battle for the next position.
Oh, boys, slide job up there. And he's going to clear, so he's going to hold on to that lead.
Now the question is Ogo going to slam it down to the inside?
Ooh, the 88.
Jovin's going down to the inside, trying to get by the 51.
Ooh, almost contact with the 7.
Oh,
He could have gone
almost
3 wide.
Ogo's gonna go. Yeah, he could push the 51 clear and then get himself clear with that.
Bump drafted in California.
Yep. He might push it more faster than he wants to go.
Lifting off so that he doesn't get into the 51 going into the corner. He's going to get a good run off the corner here. But look at Goss with the run.
Oh, they get close.
Oh.
I mean, there's this at the front and at the back half of the top 10. There's like 6-7 cars, all battling hard.
Yeah,
3 wide down the backstretch.
It's been really tough trying to keep up with everything here. Roger Ray diving underneath the Cody Lamas. This is just outside the top 10. Another spinner on the front straightaway. Man, I'm seeing a lot of
84
spin.
shot the 48. Oh.
And there's so much going on here. It is hard to keep track here. 3 wide down the front stretch. Lamas in the middle of Lemke and Dunlapron 74.
Yeah, the 84 drifted up the racetrack and got the 48 got into the nose of him. Into the rear of him. The nose of the 48 got into the rear of Roger Ray.
51's pit.
Bound for the lead here. Well, he can't pit.
He can't pit if he's
He
on
has
the
a 7
outside.
below him.
Is Ogo also pitting?
Ogo is going to pit here as well.
Oh, big slides!
He made it down pit road. Schwallenberg and Ogo and Shane Sides the first to come down pit road. This is fantastic stuff. Robbie Gilvin also on pit road. See a few others toward the back, or a little further back there. There's Tyler Mallon and Jerry Cook. Dejan Weeks is on there. There's the 63 and the 48. Now you got to think that Anderson and Goss are probably going to pit this time.
But just think about this for a minute. They were going about 160 miles an hour and then only had like a quarter of a turn to be able to slow it down to 55 miles per hour to get their service.
Speaking of
what
which,
a ballsy move.
oh, Goss is sliding and he spins out coming onto pit road, but he
No
keeps off the
contact,
wall.
loses some time.
That is definitely going to cost him some time. He ends up behind the 36.
84 Bateman speed coming in. He was very close. Roger Ray.
84 possible speed penalty there. We'll see on that. There's the 21.
And the 74, I don't know if we mentioned this, he self-spun, trying to slow up and also not hit Lemke.
Oh, man. Chris Wetz has stayed out on the racetrack. He has now gotten a lap led here in the 71. And is going to come down pit road this time. Give up the lead. Oh, man, big lockup. And these guys are incredible to watch.
So retroactively, I just listened in onto the tower radio and everything like that. There are some grumblings about not a caution being flown, but because it was never mentioned, they're not going to throw a caution for the earlier incident. So we stay green under situations that typically would have brought out a yellow, but because no one mentioned anything as to why a yellow should be brought out, we stay green.
Fair enough. Yeah. Blake Warren is in quote-unquote communication. He has a whisper with Shane Sides, the league admin, who is currently underneath of the 88 for position, I believe. That is for 5th place, rather. Austin Ogo currently 4th. There's the 24 coming out of the pits. So there you go. The 24 is just now coming out. So, but now he's a lap down. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that strategy is going to be working out for him. But hey, I got to give him a ton of credit for trying.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's very difficult to be able to recover from when you're in a situation that you have either burned up your tires and can't keep up with drivers or have to make an early pit stop. Just so out of cycle. And until you get a caution flag, you are going to stay out of cycle for the rest of the run. And that is both very nerve-wracking to a driver and just very heartbreaking, too.
Yeah, that's I mean, he of course had that spin earlier trying to make up some time. There's more smoke there on the backstretch, man. There's been a lot of carnage, but I mean, we're 10 laps away from halfway and we're still green. So it's an admin call, and right now we're sticking with it. But Schwallenberg, after pit stops, has opened up a pretty comfortable lead of approximately a second and a half over his competitors. Just looking at the timing and scoring here. 16 is shown as 13 laps down still. Number 9 has retired, as has the 5 of Oscar Ramos. I don't even... Oh, yeah, the 9 was Michael Norman. Yeah, he had that side damage and decided, yep, that is going to be my day complete. It's good to see you, Tyson.
I did look back and saw why we had smoke down the backstretch.
Oh,
Noah Hart was coming out of the pits. I think gunned it a little bit too early and just self-spun down on the apron. Put a little bit too much throttle into it. And, well, he's now in the situation he's in, back in 17th position.
And
Tough day for him.
And I sorry to keep asking you to do this, but I think I have to ask you to do it one more time because I just saw some more smoke and skid marks in turn 4 again. This is nuts. I feel like I'm missing so much stuff here.
I think that there's
But
just
it's hard.
a lot of cars to keep an eye on, and that's the big problem.
Yeah.
We only have enough eyes in the sky to be able to see what's going on at one point. And
race
the
control's probably wondering what's happening too, because no one's calling in anything. They're like, well, everyone's self-spinning or something.
Well, bear in mind, race control is running 4th in the race right now. Keep that in mind.
In a battle for second.
In a battle for second, which Jovan Anderson has just taken that spot from Austin Ogo. Maybe trying to close in on the 51. And don't look now. Hello, 5th place Tyler Mallon.
The big answer as to why we have smoke, Jerry Cook accidentally spun it around, got his car a little bit too low onto the inside apron, and just lost it and clobbered the ever-living hell out of the outside wall. Thankfully, no one drove by out of turn 4 and clobbered him in turn, but probably flat spotted his tires back onto the racetrack, but greatly far from the leaders.
Yeah, that's tough to see because, oh man, I just watched Tyler Mallon slide jump on Shane sides. But that is so tough. We saw Jerry Cook run in the top 10. Someone who you don't see out here too often. He was on a good run there. So that is tough to see. Even now, Amoito with a big dive on Shane sides. He's going to pass him as well. You're asking one of the best road courses for NR. That would depend if you're talking about online or offline. I'm always one online wise for the newer versions of Watkins Glen.
I was gonna say personally, I have a preference towards Watkins Glen, and then certain versions of Sonoma. I believe the 2016 version from a few years ago is by far one of my favorite layouts.
That one was pretty good. There's a 2014 night version that is a lot of fun too, and it looks pretty cool too. But right now, just looking on track here, I mean, that 2.5 gap has definitely closed down, and Schmallenberg is saying, no, you don't.
That draft's really helping the 88 right now. He's getting up to him.
It sure is. Just checking on some of the fastest laps there. Natan Amoito with the fastest lap of the race at the moment. Right now, he is in 5th place behind the 18, and that 18 is charging hard. He's passed a couple guys now, and he's already breathing down Ogo's neck.
And out to the outside goes Mallon. But that's going to be interesting. No move there, but if he opens up that much room again, Amoito is going to pounce.
Oh, you know it. Speaking of pouncing, look at the 88 on the 51. He gave him a shove down the front straightaway there.
Still shoving.
Some really fun stuff to watch here. Only a few laps away from halfway. Green flag this entire way despite a few incidents. A couple of them have not been called out by the drivers, and of course the admin being on track can't see everything that's going on. He doesn't know everything that's going on. So he relies quite a bit on the other drivers to say, hey, this happened or that happened. But
with no off-track admin, that definitely calls into question some of the aspects of it. But this is kind of self-policing. You have to take up and speak about stuff that goes on, because even with an off-track admin, you can't always tell what's going on.
Exactly. Like, I mean, heck, how many spins have taken place that we haven't seen, and yet I've been trying to kind of cycle through the whole field, see who's where and what's going on.
I think the number is 6.
6 incidents. Man.
We need a counter for that. We need to,
yeah.
need to keep track.
But which one is going to be
the... Oh boy, what a move by Austin Ogo. Down to the deep inside.
Oh, man, he
What
got
a
a phenomenal run through there.
Oh,
That is
Mallon's got a
awesome to
nice
see.
run with the draft in front of him.
Yeah, Mallon is... He's looking to get up there. I mean, weren't we saying earlier that... Whoa, look at the 36.
Oh my gosh!
Golly, I thought he was about to just drive through everybody right there. But Mallon has cleared the 7. 7 is shoving him.
Pushing.
And the front two just remain consistent at the moment. But I think if Mallon has something to say about that, that is going to change in a hurry. More
Another
smoke on... Oh my gosh. Well, who is it now? I honestly can't tell.
Noah
Potentially
Hart.
Noah Hart?
There may have been no Hart again. Oh, man.
Mallon's got the
Mallon,
peak out
big
there.
dive!
Such a run. Had to take it.
Big dive for the 18, but now that's going to cost him on corner exit. Is Ogo going to look?
He
You
Very
go
36
defensive,
though.
but the 36 is going to say, no, you don't. I'll take that spot away.
He may not be looking, but he is definitely peeking.
Tell me, how's the peeping? As
Oh, we got one in the grass. 69 front stretch.
69 just sitting in the grass. That's Robbie Gilvin. He is retired. Coming up on Noah Hart now, a lap car. 47. Ogo's looking to cross over on the 36. And Shane Sides is just looking at all that in his windshield going, dang, this is something. Halfway officially through the second race of the 10th season of the Internet Motor Racing Championship. And it is some fun stuff to watch here. Dylan Strahlenberg has been dominating so far with Jovan Anderson right behind him, giving him a run for his money. But then you still got Tyler Mallon lurking there. Austin Ogo and Natana Moito in a great battle here. Side drift and almost door slamming.
Chain sides looking to the top.
Now, we were asking earlier about what was going on with the smoke down the front stretch. That was a 69 on both incidents. The first time around, self-spin, dipped the nose a little bit too low into the apron. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Couldn't save it a fourth time, spun it. And then the following lap, outside run, wiggle, tap the wall, lost it, and he threw his driving gloves and said, I'm done. And that ends the 69's night.
Fun for one night.
Yeah, I really can't blame him there. That gets a little infuriating when that's happening a couple times. I will be very, very fascinated to see if this race does go green. Who's going to end up where?
I mean, I'll certainly say this. If it does go green all the way, it'll certainly be one of the fastest California races that we've had from start to finish.
And it's been great racing, though. These guys have been right on top of each other. I mean, Schwallenberg pulled away at the end of those pit stops, but they reeled him back in just a few laps. And like you said, yeah, these guys are definitely drafting. That does play a big a big key factor in this. Is Ogo with the big dive going into turn one.
What's it back for Mallon? And he cleared.
And he is mostly cleared him side by side,
Oh,
door to
boy.
door. Oh, big slide.
He's going to get that spot.
Kind of protected there. He moved down a little bit, making sure Mallon didn't want to shove it down to the inside there.
What blows my mind is just more in the fact that they're able to make these moves when you have the distance of maybe like 5 high school textbooks or a playing card splitting between the cars, front and rear bumpers. This is just insane, and I'm absolutely blown away at the level of composure, skill, and just calmness in all of this insanity that every driver is putting on tonight.
I mean, these guys are just so dang good. That cannot be argued. Last week showed it, and now this week is showing it. Which, by the way, I will also give a big shout out to my commentary partner here, Blake Warren. You had probably one of the saves of the day at Talladega when you got bumped from behind and didn't kill the whole field.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
well, we got a battle for the lead right now.
Big crossover move there. Oh!
He throws the slinging block!
And here comes Ogo!
He's
Schwallenberg
gonna
wants
shoot to the
no part of
outside.
anyone taking his lead away. But Ogo, we've seen him really come to life on the long run. Oh, he's going to cross over maybe on Anderson.
I think in it all, he's just gonna gain more ground on both drivers. He's throwing it. He's throwing it.
He's gonna.
He throws it to the inside.
He's going big here, but that's gonna give the run to the 88. Yeah, he's got a good run coming off the corner there. Man, this is fun stuff.
Go side by side. Mallon's gonna have a run now.
Yeah, Mallon's going to have a great big run here with these two side by side in front of him. They're pulling away from Shane's sides. It is a 5-car battle up here at the front. 5 cars under a blanket. Mallon might get the run on the outside, might be able to get above the 7. And he will.
I can't.
No, he won't.
Oh, he throws. There's only so many times you can make that move where it's not going to work, but I can't believe it. Nobody has died from this maneuver.
And yet they're not. I'm noticing how little their lap times are falling off compared to the rest of the field. They are still somehow able to conserve their tires better than anyone else. And yet you see the battles that they're in the middle of right now. This is insane.
I mean, the lightest tap can send you into the outside wall, and down that back stretch, just like right at that corner exit, is so difficult.
Another run here for Anderson. He's going to get to the outside as Schwallenberg protects the bottom.
Oh, they touch! They
slide! The track!
Oh, boy!
Nearly into the wall goes the 88. 7 is going to get by him.
Composure. I don't think he's going to like that, but man, oh man, what a wheel man.
Yeah, that was a great save, but yeah, he's got to be steaming in that helmet. I mean, he's got to be steaming because remember, he had a championship, an opportunity at the championship last season completely ruined by someone who just warped into him out of nowhere. Oh boy, here we go again.
Ogo. Yeah, same move.
This is going to work for Ogo, though. I think he's got more of the power, and I think he's got the tire saved. Oh,
if they don't door slam again.
Oh!
Look, he's going to try and get run an exit. He backed up corner entry to try and get a better exit.
He backed that up so much. We might even go 3 wide here at the 88. Oh no, the 88 with a great run is going to stay below the 7. And pit stops are imminent.
Yeah, they'll be pitting in the next 5 or so laps.
So yeah, we'll be able to breathe a little bit.
You say that as if it's easy.
Oh
my goodness! What a move!
He had to get in front of the 18. Now, at this point, if they go far enough, might they consider trying to make it to the end?
I think they can.
Oh!
I think they went long enough.
Oh.
Although they might have to worry about a yellow first.
Yeah, a yellow that they caused. But they haven't.
Gosh.
And that just shows the skill that these guys have.
The 7 was dancing at the exit of that corner. He got his car just a little bit too low. Oh my goodness, as we almost go 3 wide. No.
Henry Nover coming out of the pits there.
Oh boy.
So the 7 is now clear. The 18 still fighting against the 88. Going to get in line. That was some awesome stuff there. 30 laps to go.
While those 5 were fighting, there was a 6-car fight, 7th back to 12th, which has kind of been sorted out. But they're still within, draft of each other. So they've been battling everywhere. I mean, it's just nonstop action.
Yeah, the only guy who's probably just yawning right now is Shane Sides, as he's kind of lost touch with that front 5, but still running 6 on a great run.
He hasn't had to really moderate anything either. He's been good to go so far this race.
I mean, the big thing that I'm looking at here is, granted, I don't think this would happen to all the drivers in the top 5, but I'm just imagining a really bizarre circumstance where someone decides to get a little bit too big for their britches, accidentally takes up the leader, whoever that might be, and we end up having a caution that wipes out the top 5.
At this point, I think it's possible, and I think we got pit stops here at the 51 and the 7 starting it. The 18 and the 36 as well. Saves it.
He lightly touches the wall, but that is probably... He's lost 2 positions. He is probably okay, though.
Yeah,
he just needs to stay in draft at this point.
I don't even think that he's going to get any damage from that. That looked like a very light tap. But, man, what a good job keeping that car straight.
Tyler Mallon saying that was a really, really good save.
That was a phenomenal save as they all pull into the pit stalls. So that is going to give Jovan Anderson the lead temporarily. Looks like he is going to bring it down this time, all by himself.
Big Smokey.
Man. I think he's good.
That's going to be really, really close. I don't know if he managed to slow up just enough.
Shane Sides also in. 71 of Chris Wetz once again has stayed out. This is going to be interesting as far as the fuel window. Bear in mind the fuel window here.
Back here, can they go long enough?
William Goss, Alexander Gonzalez, and Roger Ray. They have all stayed out an extra lap. That could benefit them. I mean, they were running way back. They were several seconds behind that lead pack. But, I mean, if that lead pack has to try to save a little bit to make it to the end, this is going to get pretty interesting because they went about 52 laps on 2 stints. Actually, Chris Wetz is staying out yet again.
And Roger Ray as well.
So a couple more laps led here for Chris Wetz, the 71. We'll see.
That was very close.
And yeah, I see some clutching. Austin Ogo's clutching.
Alright, already.
And they're going to go by the 88. So yeah, tires definitely playing a big factor there and gaining some track position. So yeah, if they have to clutch a little bit, and that might cost them a little bit, it won't cost Goss and Wetz and Ray as much. I don't know, they could still be sniffing something good here.
I feel like 71 and 84, if they pit this time, they can go full out without having to do any saving.
Oh, if he doesn't spin out!
Oh, what a save!
That was Tokyo drifting style right there.
Oh, yeah. That car was about 45 degrees out of this world and just somehow manages to lock it up in the right way and get it straightened right back out.
That was absolutely incredible. So there's Goss in the 63 coming out. I think that they might also be okay as far as fuel goes. There's the 21 and the 10. And yep, there's the smoke from when he was spinning. But here's a battle for the lead.
36 inside.
36 on the 51. This will be for the lead. Clutching for the 51.
Clutching.
Not as much clutching for the 36, but they're going to stay side by side for the what will be the lead. Side by side for third as well.
You know, I did want to tell you that story from Talladega, but considering the action, that may be for another time.
Yeah, I might. We might want to keep an eye on this. I will still say that was an incredible save that you had. We got a glimpse of that. I went into full-blown constipation commentator mode when I saw that happen.
If you think that was insane, I wish that you would have been in the team room to listen to that because we were losing our freaking minds.
Oh, I can
the
imagine.
insanity of that.
I can imagine. Now, Austin Ogo looks like he's probably saving the most right now. 88 and the 18 still doing battle over third place, and a big dive there for the 88.
I think Mallon maybe let him go. Maybe he's starting to save.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, bear in mind, the 88 is going to have one more lap than those around him. So he's in slightly better shape. He might still need to maybe conserve a little bit as they catch a lap car here.
The one thought that I have in my mind is if I was running this high a majority of the race, I would much rather be able to follow some of the other cars. Oh, that was a late move there by the 51, but he manages to make it work. If I was up here, I'd be following the lead on. I definitely want to try and go for the win, no doubt. But just to be in this position reaps of great opportunity. You put enough pressure on the drivers ahead of you, or they put enough pressure on themselves, you very well could be in the catbird seat and be able to go off and get the win.
I mean, you see how hard the 51 is clutching here. Of course, he's the one that's leading this pack, so he's going to be able to, or not going to be able to save as much as those behind him. But of course, you still have the 88 who has a lot more fuel. Shane Sides further back there, and then Camilo Gonzalez not too far behind him in 7th place. I want to see Chris Wetz is in 9th.
Oh boy.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh, he's there.
36 is not saving.
No, he's not. I'm surprised because he pitted on the same lap as those around him. The 88.
Maybe he has to squeeze an additional lap of fuel into him.
Yeah, if he's thinking maybe trying to take the lead now and save later.
save now and go later.
I would have to agree with that.
I mean, the good news is if we run into a situation where the caution does come out, I would think that I'd want to go ahead and go for tires, especially, just to get that little bit extra rubber. But yet at the same time, if I was a gambling man and I really believed in myself,
Ooh, he's gonna
I'd
run.
be willing to do everything I could under a caution flag period, if I decide to stay out, that is, to try and save as much fuel and tire as I can. And there we go, 36 blast to the inside, but it's not going to be enough. Mallon almost gets into the back of the 88, it looks like.
This is some phenomenal stuff here. Defensive line for the 51. 20 to go at Fontana, California. And the 51 still clutching really, really hard. 36, not as much so. Just kind of lifting off of it seems like. He does, I think, have the 29 now with the fastest lap of the race. But I mean, hey, Amoedo is looking really, really aggressive. We've seen him make some of the more aggressive moves at Talladega and here today. And it has been really, really fun to watch. Again, caution-free, despite several incidents. I mean, I'm sure that'll be debated amongst drivers and admins post-race. But, I mean, hey, the call's the call, and no cautions tonight. And it's it's turning out to be a pretty good showing here.
It's gonna come down to the wire if this thing stays green.
Still clutching is the 51. Yeah, I think he's getting close at this point to maybe saving enough, because you save a lot when you're clutching every single corner.
So something I want to point out to you guys real quick, and just something as I look through my notebook and everything here. I just want to explain to you guys the massive amount of difference between all these drivers who are fighting for the lead. Now, granted, some of the records, unfortunately, are not 100% complete because of just lost files due to overtime. But listen to these stats real quick. Dylan Schwallenberg, our leader, has 32 wins in the IMRC Cup Series. Natana Muedo, he's only got 2. He's looking for win number 3 tonight. As for Joven Anderson, he's got 3 wins in this series. He's looking for number 4. You roll back and you look at Tyler Mallon. Well, they've got 4 wins there. And Austin Ogo, of all people, the man has 12 wins. We have a lot of drivers here that are looking to add on to the record books, and some that are just now adding to the book. So how hungry all these drivers are, that's up for debate, and that's all for us to see.
I think it's definitely on full display here because, Blake, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's winning you're in for the chase, right?
Yes, it is. Thankfully, unlike NASCAR, there's not as tight of an elimination schedule as the NASCAR Cup Series and everything like that. So you do get a little bit of time to breathe in the 5 races of the playoffs, but at the same time, you have to do well in the regular season in order to even get there in the first place. It's not fun to be able to get in there when you're running about 10th or 16th, depending on how big the chase field is that year, because that is so much pressure that you put on yourself for 10 races. It's much easier if you just go out and win early on.
Ain't that the truth? I'm sure that Mallon has that in mind, but I mean, you know that they're still hunting and always hungry for a win. I mean, as you said, all 5 of these guys are, and they all have a shot.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, the big question that I have, though, is are the tires going to hold up? Because we just saw some really tight battling there. They've spaced out a tiny bit, but they're still nose to tail, all things considered. Are the tires even going to be there if we get a second round or a second helping of just all-out flat battling?
I think the 18 stopped saving. I don't know if Mallon's starting to get up there now, and Ogo's still putting the clutch in. Obviously, our leader's still putting the clutch in. The 3680, I don't think I've ever seen them put the clutch in once this run.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, yeah, the 36 has not been clutching at all.
Oh boy.
I can help you save. I'll push you there.
Push you around. My
Making
gosh, that's
crappy
nuts. Speaking of
bridges,
pushing,
too.
Yeah, here comes Anderson.
big shove from the 88. Again, probably not as worried about fuel. Still clutching is the 51. If he's still clutching at this point, I don't know. I mean, are they going to make it?
Mallon's done saving. Got what's got at that point. Ogo's still back there trying. I don't know.
I mean, Ogo's been the king of these long runs. We've seen him be able to make probably bolder moves later in the run than anyone else. So, I'm keeping my eye on that white number 7.
I mean, the fact that they're all running less than a second nose to tail with one another is impressive as it is. Like, anyone losing out of today's race has nothing to hang their head about. They have put on a strong run thus far, and for all that it is, there's only so much you can do.
That is very, very true. I mean, shout out to all of these drivers putting on a phenomenal show, just proving just how amazing it really is, and going to the inside.
The Talladega tucks his nose.
Oh.
They almost made contact. Oh my goodness! Oh, he
Crossover
throws a
move.
slide. They throw a slide, and Moreno takes the lead. But they are
does it
so
feel?
closely packed.
Man, 18 to the outside of the 88.
Blocks.
I am so afraid someone is going to die.
You and me both. 11 to go.
Does
Oh,
the
boy.
36 have fuel though? If this stays green,
That is very true. If this
pull
stays
away,
green,
but does he have the fuel to do it?
he is not saved. That
I
much.
was
They
not
gave it a
saving
big
anymore.
dive there.
I would say, honestly, at this rate, he's stuck behind the 51 for so long. He is bound to have saved just enough fuel to make it to the end, provided we don't have a green-white checker finish.
10 to go.
10 to go. And Schwallenberg and Anderson are side by side once again. 36
Ogo's still
behind.
saving.
Ogo with a quick clutch there. Yeah, he got by the 18.
Oh, the 51, the 88 almost made contact.
And really
They
close
may have
over
made
turn
contact.
2. But they're still pretty close to the 36. If anything, it looks like they're closing in. Maybe Amelito just going like
Still
3/4
clutching.
throttle.
Oh, look out! Look out!
Oh, he
he
made
just
contact!
took the track!
Not again! Oh,
Oh,
someone's
be
gonna get
careful!
it!
Oh, be careful! Oh,
look at-
oh, the Senate shifts to the inside!
The two Sabres are going at now.
There was contact between the 18 and the 88 there. Man, that's twice now that he's door the 51.
751 still clutching.
I don't think anyone's holding on to their cards right
Oh,
now.
the
wall!
The 51 taps the outside wall!
Oh, that
Nobody
is
check
gonna
up.
hurt their momentum.
Oh,
Up the middle!
He pushes to the inside! What in the world? Oh my
Oh,
Good
goodness!
job!
What a move!
What a... Oh,
Oh no, he goes around!
Oh, he wrecks!
Collects the
9 cars in the wall!
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Whoa!
The 7
Oh,
of
what
Austin
heartbreak.
Ogo. And into the 88, who, man, he's got to be steaming at this point.
Oh my
He
god.
doesn't have any major damage, maybe a little bit on the rear. More
Well,
worse
look back
damage,
on
actually, the lap
replay.
car of
Jeez,
Noah
oh,
Hart.
Pete.
It was just the 7 got in the apron, and on that transition between track and apron, it just got his car loose.
What an incredible... Man,
That was-
well, now we're going to be able to breathe a little bit. But now here's the question. Do they pit?
Yeah, to pit or not to pit, that is the question.
I mean, whoever does pit is going to have such an advantage with tires.
I'd pit.
I agree. I think that tires are going to make enough of a difference that you can really make a charge forward. We'll see who pits here before we take a look at the replay of the first caution. First caution of the race, and it involves these leaders, and yep, that is everybody.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
I think that the 7's probably going to get an EOL, though, so that'll probably take him out of contention.
Yep, he is definitely going to get an EOL penalty for claiming, but respectful that he did so, because
Yeah.
the penalty for not, that's even worse.
Yeah, good and good on him. I mean, Ogo, he's respectable, and there will never be a time that he won't claim something that he caused. Now, here's a question: do you think anyone might go bold and go 2 tires?
I don't. I, I think there's gonna be too many laps left for that to work.
I just gotta keep you guys' blood pressures high enough.
Oh, trust me, it's still high.
Oh,
There's
Chris
a race on
Wentz!
pit road about to happen.
Oh no, he's just toward the back. Oh wait. Okay, yeah. Although he did gain quite a bit of track position there, did the 71.
Pulling off.
And yep, there he goes, getting his EOL. Dang, that sucks. Oh!
70.
Oh.
Spinner. It's Andrew Lemke going around Shane's sides. May have gotten into him there.
Around in circles again.
70 just got hard on the throttle and lost it.
Oh, looking at his telemetry, he accidentally misshifted and went to reverse.
Oh!
Ooh, yeah, that.
And that is why I use sequential for the buttons.
But here we go. Like, this is going to be a really, really quick caution flag period. We are going to go green. And by the way, yeah, we are going to go green this time. And by the way, just to make this very clear to everyone who is watching live and will watch this after the fact, they went 72 laps without a single caution flag. And we only now just got one.
I mean,
who knows what's going to happen in these last laps?
I mean, you could always make the argument that, oh, the caution should have been flown at this point or that point. I mean, hey, it is what it is. And we saw what it led to. Of course, since we're going to go green here, we'll take a look after the race at that caution. I don't even know if that's going to be the last one, because you got Amoito and Mallon, two of the most aggressive drivers up here. Well, that's also, I count Dylan Strahlenberg. The front three are, they're hungry.
I think there's potential one. This is actually one to green, not
one to green.
I think
one to green. One to green.
The free pass car catch up Nova.
Okay,
Yep.
So we do have a free pass. That will be the 74. So, in the meantime, I don't know why I did that. In the meantime, I'm going to find where Ogo is. There he is. And we'll just take a look at that caution really, really quickly. Because, yeah, he just... Whoops, misclick. With Mallon making a move on up the middle. And then, yeah, he just... I think the combination of clutching and then just getting on that transition of the banking, and that just did him in, and that he came up, collected the 88-47, and then also a bystander there. A great avoiding job by the 08 of Jerry Cook. But that has shaped up what's only going to be a freaking dogfight here.
5 to go when we take green, and I don't know if this is going to be the last restart.
I would have to agree with that.
I mean, I would say at this point the good news is no one has to worry about tires, no one has to worry about gas. But now the problem
now they have to worry about each other.
To end up in the junk heap or not?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie here. Watch out for that 5th place car, 71, Chris Wentz. We saw him go farther on tires than anyone else, and he's just quietly able to just sneak his nose in there, and all of a sudden be like, "Hey, how you doing?" for the leaders.
3rd place right now.
And look at some of these like young guns that are now up there. The 21, the 63, like even the 74, who's new, who done his race here quite a time, but still like back into the swing of things. Here we go. Drivers line up. We are going green once they cross the line.
5 laps to go. You know that Anderson's got to be fuming, but he's back up here in 3rd despite that.
Oh,
no! They spin the tires!
Oh,
he gets into the 63.
That brings out the yellow.
Caution yet again. They'll reel it back in. And just
Note to self, don't mention drivers.
Joven, Anderson, and you saw Schwallenberg also, or no, that wasn't Schwallenberg. Who was on the outside? I already forget. It was Mallon. Man, they spun the tires hard there.
Yeah, just about everyone. I mean, the inside, the 29, 88, the 18.
Yeah, announcers jinx.
Claimed it.
So that's gonna send him to the back, man. Just.
And I don't know if he necessarily had to claim that, because there were multiple variables in that for sure, but
I mean, it technically was him that he got up into the wall and then came down and hit the 63. Which, I mean, not to call you out there, Blake, but you certainly jinxed him.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, you're right. There were a lot of swirly race cars there on that restart. I mean, this was the only restart that we've had.
Yes.
So
yeah,
no one could have known.
Some cars coming down towards the back.
Yeah, that's no surprise. I mean,
This is
what's the
only one degree,
18?
though, so
Yeah, the 18 really had it bad there too. And he actually lost a couple spots as a result. So, yeah, that outside just really did not get going. Although, who was I saying? Look who's in third place now.
Yeah. Chris West maybe one of the only people to not spin the tires on that restart. It did him well.
It did him well. And how about fifth place? Dejan Weeks.
Yeah, where's he come from?
21. Where has he come from?
74?
74 is there.
84?
Yeah, 84 is there.
now the one thing that I want to mention here real quick, just so everyone knows, the 74 in Dunlop Pratt is Natan's teammate. Natan owns the 74 from Waydome Performance. So this could be an interesting day. Like, if something bad would have happened to top 6 right there, and the 74 manages to skate on by, it's a win from Waydome Performance either way. And even a solid finish right where he sits right now is a good day for that Ford team.
That is very true there. And Tristan, you are probably right. Now that I've mentioned Chris Wentz doing well, he's going to end up in the catch fence by the end of this race.
We all have to jinx at least one person in this race, so next restart will be you, and then I'll have to say someone, and then
I wonder if the final car is going to go spinning backwards and fly into victory lane.
Well, let's see. That would...
so.
Yeah, let's see. Jerry Cook, he's going to end up winning this race.
Green this time, 3 to go.
Green this time, 3 laps. Not a green, white, checkered.
Yet.
Yes.
Yeah, and we are not in overtime officially.
Yeah, this is... I mean, now do you think that... I'm going to be interested to see what this outside line is going to do after that restart.
Yeah,
Here we go again.
More careful.
Here
Amoedo,
we go.
Schwallenberg on the front row.
Green
At the
flag.
stripe, they're going to go green.
And,
there
And
was
they're
some
squirrely.
time. Leader.
Really
Oh.
squirrely is the 36, but they keep it straight.
oh, the 2 down to the deep inside.
Oh.
48, big wiggle.
They're
Hit
hitting
to
Oh,
the 7.
there they go.
Caution,
Caution.
flag, back out.
Oh my goodness.
As I mishit a lot of buttons and Ogo goes around again. Now we will have overtime.
Yep.
Yep.
And Amoedo still holding on to the lead. Hello, second place. Golly, talk about Mr. Where Did He Come From? Camilo Gonzalez is now going to be 4th. This has gone very, very interesting. So, looking at the replay here. Oh, and Shane Sides gets into him at first. And then he gets doored by Cody Lamas.
Yep.
And
That was not what I was expecting to see. Wow.
Tristan, you are absolutely right. These tires are just going to get colder and colder, and those restarts are just going to get harder and harder.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the 36, the 51. No one really was able to get going really well there. There were 4 wide, all but 5 wide. The 63. Golly, just bad luck for him. He's just been caught up in a lot of bad stuff here. But credit to him, he's run a great race, regardless of whatever the result's going to say. Golly, my adrenaline is pumping hard now. Whew.
Well, it's gonna be green, white, checkered now.
Green, white, checkered.
Will
I
the
don't-
only one?
Is my heart going to be able to take it is the question.
Now, the one thing that I want to make very, very clear to the people watching is that, okay, so, since we are now in overtime and everything, here's the thing. If you cause an incident, you not only face losing track position, you also lose a lap in the process. I learned this the hard way.
Yeah, that's if you cause a wreck, I think it's after 1 to go. That is going to be big trouble. So again, Blake, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's going to be pretty much the same procedure as it is in real life, where they have to take the white flag in order for it to be considered official. If they don't, they'll try again all the way until they get to lap 90.
That is correct. The drivers and the series has 3 restart attempts if it comes down to it. If we have a caution flag after that 3rd attempt and the leader has not taken the white flag, the race will end under caution. Whoever was leading is your winner, provided they don't have an issue.
Are we going
Or
green
face
here?
a penalty later on.
Hold
Yep.
your breath.
Going green here. And I will say, if they do get to the white flag, it's race on no matter what.
Here we go.
Amoedo and Schwallenberg, here we go again.
That
And a
was
great
better.
restart by the 51.
Yeah, that 51 took off.
He took off phenomenally right there. That outside line did in general, the 21 with a great run. Really tightly packed in the middle of the field.
You saw the 36 dip a little bit as he is in 3rd gear. Schwal now about 3 car lengths ahead of the field.
Yeah, Schwallenberg is in good shape here. 21 is going to race the 36. That's exactly what the 51 wants to see.
Big slow up by the 21.
Oh yeah, he's got a big check up there. He's going to check out most of the guys behind him. White flag, it is official.
One more time around.
36 is going to have to run the lap of his life here to catch the 51, who has dominated tonight. He's got a great run through that corner. Still side by side for 4th. I don't think it's going to be enough for the 36.
Yeah,
He's going to have to dive it down to the inside, hope it sticks, and then hope that Schwal makes an error.
He
He
sure
throws
is.
it in there, but I don't think it's
Throws
going to
it
be
in.
enough.
Really hard, not enough. Dominator of the race, Dylan Schwallenberg off of turn 4. After a chaotic final 10 laps, will win at Fontana.
48 split across the line.
Couple guys spinning toward the back. But Amoedo in 2nd place with a phenomenal run. And how about the major, where did he come from in the night? Camilo Gonzalez finishes 3rd.
Yeah, how about that? Running about like 7th or 8th all race and got up there right at the end.
Everyone just kind of messing around there at the end. Tyler Mallon giving a bump, congratulatory bump to the 51. He will finish 4th on tonight. Great run for the 18, 1st and 4th on the season. So far, Dejan Weeks will finish 6th. We'll take a look. These are the unofficial results. Chris Wetz will emerge with 5th place. William Goss 7th. Roger Ray, Don LaPrade, and Shane Sides. Major hurt for the 88 and the 7, who both had phenomenal runs going. And it's not going to work out for him. But that was that was really, really cool. I mean, as always, I always have fun doing these. That was a fantastic race and a chaotic way to end it. But a lot of fun at the same time.
And the 51 and a new team, just same driver, new team, just going out there and really putting his team on the mark this race. And now he is in the chase. He really doesn't have much left to fight for this season, except just focusing in on the playoffs and the Final Four.
Yeah, as long as he and Mallon make the minimum number of starts, they will be locked into the 5-race playoffs, which will be 5 races. And it's basically the best way that I could describe the championship system here at IMRC is a combination of like the way the chase was in 2004 and the current playoff system. You have the 5 races where you combine the points, but you also lock your way into the final race at Homestead if you win. But it's 5 races, not elimination style, if that makes sense. I hope that made sense.
Yep.
It was a little all over the place. I'm a little all over the place. That was really cool. But also, yeah, as you were saying, Blake, 72 laps, the first 72 laps of this race were green, and all of the cautions took place in the final 10 laps. And it was
the aggression ramped up, especially with those restarts.
Oh yeah, that was 3 cautions, right? Or 4?
About 3 to 4.
But that was super fun to watch, super cool to see. I mean, I'm sure, there's going to be the debate about whether there should have been cautions earlier on, but I mean, at least from watching the race, I'm glad there weren't. That's for sure.
Oh, what do you say we bring up some people?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, we gotta start with the race winner, Dylan Schwallenberg. Just gonna adjust this here, and we'll pull him up and see exactly what was going through his mind. That was super fun to watch. Go ahead and see here.
I'll bring him on up.
You have the ability?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, I used to, but then we switched team speaks, and I do not have the ability anymore. But there he is, race winner, Dylan Schwallenberg, in very, very exciting fashion, man. You were definitely the dominator of the race, but there were a few points that you had quite a few guys challenging you back there. I could tell that you didn't want to give up that lead. Clutching at the end. That was fun to watch, but tell us your perspective on how things went.
Oh, man. So, for about the entirety of that second run, I did not push one bit. And the final run that we had before the cautions, I was clutching and I burnt my stuff up. So everyone kind of swarmed me up when I tried to do the exact opposite of what I was doing earlier. So that was terrifying, but that racing was really fun. I'm tired.
Don't blame you.
We're tired up here.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was that was crazy. All of that stuff.
I mean, I could tell that you really like even early on, you did not want to give up that lead. So you're trying to break the draft, drive those defensive lines. But I figured you were probably burning your stuff up a little more doing that. But did you feel like the track position was a bit more important?
Yeah, for sure. I knew how to handle the draft pretty well on the straightaways and handle their runs. So being out in the lead was essential for my strategy, because if I was anywhere else, it wouldn't have worked. So I'm trying to win a championship, and winning these races and going all out is what I have to do. So when I get in a situation like that, I got to drive like that.
Well, hey, you certainly, regardless of what anyone says, it's dang fun to watch. That is for damn sure.
Oh yeah, I hope so. That's what I try to do as well. Make it fun.
You got yourself a fair amount of TV time. We'll say that much.
I can't wait to watch it back.
It's gonna be fun, and hey, looking forward to see what you can do next week.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to throw out there for the folks in TV land?
Flipside Motorsports, most laps led 2 weeks in a row, won both races 2 weeks in a row. Tyler Mallon, Noah Hart, Robbie Gilvin, my teammates, were doing a really good job today. Just 2 of them had some bad luck. But yeah, either way, my team is doing really good. So shout out to all of them, and shout out to you guys. You guys put on probably a really good broadcast. I can't wait to watch it.
It's if you count hooting and hollering and losing our minds is fun, because that's pretty much all this is. But it's all in good fun, trying to get the word out about online racing. But great job, man.
Yeah.
Credit to you, and congratulations. Good luck in the rest of the season.
Thank you.
User left your channel.
Dylan Schwallenberg, one of the most fun guys to watch here, as you saw. Holy crap, that was cool.
Let's get our second place finisher up here, Mr. Natana Waito.
Let me give him a message here. Yeah, Moito, another guy who wasn't afraid to hold back. Let's see what he has to Let's see what words of wisdom he might have. And also to help me get better, because that's the reason I'm broadcasting these is because I know that I would be nowhere near competitive with those guys
Wake up.
at all. He says, yeah, sure. I do not have the ability to move people, so...
User joined your
I'm going
channel.
to throw that out there. And there he is. Tyler Mallon, second place finisher, a fantastic run. Also one of the more aggressive, or made some of the more aggressive moves out there. Really fun to watch. Really great run. But that last run had to be a bit nerve-wracking with fuel. It didn't look like you were clutching as much. Were you going to be good to go there for the rest of the run?
Yeah, absolutely. I had fuel and everything was good. I was very sure that we had that race in our pockets, but that caution came out and on the restarts I just lost trust on the car. It was too sleepy on first gear, so on the last one I just tried to go on the second gear, and Dylan obviously made a great job with first gear and just ran away with the win. So yeah, but it was a great race. It was very fun, and just looking forward to the season.
You put on some. You've made a lot of moves both races so far that have really kept us at the edge of our seats.
Expect that all the season, my man. Expect that all the season. I'm like that.
I am looking forward to it. I cannot tell you. I am horrible with interview questions. Can either of you come up with anything?
Yeah, Natan, you have built a very interesting team in its debut year, and have definitely got some good drivers on your crew. All in all, a really, really good run. What are your expectations across the board as both owner-driver and then just of your teammates?
This year I started Amoedo Performance team with Dan Lapred. He's a great driver, very experienced, and I hope we can get some wins out there during the season, not only on Cup Series but also in lights. So that's pretty much it. Just have fun really and try to steal something. And if we wreck, we wreck. That's the motto of the team. It's win or wall, baby. That's it.
I love it.
Do like that.
It's going to be really fun to watch, man, and hoping the best for you for the rest of the season. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll be watching for you.
All right, man. Thank you for the interview and thank you for the live stream. I always watch the races after it, so yeah.
Hopefully you'll be entertained by our hooting and hollering.
All right, man. Cool.
We appreciate your time. That is runner-up Natan Amoedo. Again, one of the more fun guys to watch in this one. Hoping the best for him on the rest of the season. Hoping he can possibly get a victory. I know who else I want to pull up here is Tyler Mallon. I gotta, especially with that 3-wide move up the middle. That was the move of the race, in my opinion. Let's see if we can get them up here.
Hey, wake up.
They said, sure. Go ahead and... We'll go ahead and get a word with the 4th place finisher
User joined your channel.
on the race. And there they are. Tyler Mallon finishes 4th. But probably, again, I feel like I'm saying this about just about everybody. But I would say that you probably put on the move of the race. 3-wide up the middle down the back straightaway. All I can say is, what on earth possessed you to do that?
So basically what was going through my mind was like, alright, I've already got a win, and this is going to look amazing on the broadcast. I was like, alright, let's just do it.
I always
That's really the only thought that went into it. It's probably not a good idea. But
I always love hearing, oh yeah, I only did this stupid move. Well, it wasn't stupid, it was amazing. But I did this insane move just to get on TV. I love that.
I second that, Tyler. I second that. That's what we do, and I second that.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna pay you guys to keep doing that. That is
I
awesome.
wouldn't be opposed.
But now I do have to ask though, because on that final run, it didn't look like you and Natan were clutching as much. I know that Natan said that he was good to go on fuel. I gotta ask about your fuel situation, jeez, and how that final run was shaken up for you before that caution came out.
So it was kind of a weird situation for me. I started clutching, and I actually ended up using more fuel than when I wasn't clutching, which makes no sense. But it felt like I was able to save fuel better, and tires, obviously, because if you clutch, you're like sending it into the corner and not losing any momentum, and it's burning up your tires. So I was able to save the tires a lot better too by not clutching, and I was kind of hoping for a caution because I wasn't going to be good on fuel regardless of what I did.
Oh. So you got a bit of a blessing in disguise there.
Yeah. Just wish I didn't spin the tires on the restart after that, 'cause that kind of killed. Well, it didn't kill the race. It was still a really good race, a lot of fun. But I think I have points. I have no idea though. But it was just a lot of fun. Really good, clean race.
Well, it was fun to watch, and I mean, since I have both you and Natan in here, I mean, hey, I know the other drivers won't like it, but if you want to keep making those stupid moves, I'm all for it.
All right, we will. You just gave us a
chilling
reason.
out for the rest.
So if anyone's yelling at you, you know who to blame.
Unless they
Tell
see,
Shane
unless
about
I
it.
see an opportunity to do a move like that again, in which case I'm totally doing it.
Just so long as it's done safely, that's the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want you guys getting in any kind of trouble, but it's fun to watch, that's for sure.
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah.
You should talk to Shane and tell him, look, the 36 and the 18 are free to wreck anybody. You know, because it's for the stream, so don't.
Yeah, it's for the broadcast.
If you do that, you know, we will wreck everybody. Don't worry.
I can kill Natan again without getting suspended.
The race will become what happy hour is. Oh man. See, I mean, hey, to everyone watching who wants to even consider getting into online racing, this is a great league to do it. They do have a developmental series that runs on Tuesdays. It's the NXS 20 mod. Great place if you're starting out. Of course, the Cup Series is open to anybody. you see the fun stuff that happens here. So definitely come out and give it a shot. There's plenty of other leagues out there. INR has a great online scene. Really can't encourage everyone enough to give it a shot. And it's free. That's the best part. And you see, well, just watch out for Natan and Tyler. They'll probably take you 5 wide just to have a TV moment.
Yes.
And Natan's good on the TV regardless. He's always up there.
That's true. I mean, you both are. I think these last 2 races have proven that. I mean, Schmallenberg, I would say that he would be close, but I think you two are the kings so far. Well, on that note, I'm probably going to wrap it up here. Any closing thoughts from my 2 fellow commentators here, Joe and Blake?
Well, I definitely have to say that this was a fantastic race. Getting to see it from up here was an absolute blast, and you know, frankly, for California standards, I did not expect to see about 5 to 6 cars fighting for the lead that entire race. But you know, congrats to Dylan on the win. Very, very close run there by Natan on just almost getting the win, just a little bit closer. That was definitely something to see. For my own sake, I'll be running the lights race tomorrow night at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're going to be running the filter time car, similar to what Dale Earnhardt Jr. drove in the iRacing event in 2020 at Homestead. So hopefully we'll have a good race there tomorrow night and have a good finish, all things considered, make up for that 16th place position. And I definitely look forward to next week's race, wherever that may be.
I think it's Las Vegas.
It's Vegas.
It is Vegas. Okay, that is going to be that's going to be cool too. Vegas is another one is a track similar to this, so I'll be keeping my eye on everybody. Joe, any final thoughts from you, my man?
Yeah, echo what Blake said about the race there. It's just crazy to see 5-6 guys for 72 laps of green flag racing, no cautions at all for those first 72 laps. And then the craziness at the end, obviously, it had a race base, everything was in that race. You had long green flag run, tire conservation, fuel conservation, craziness at the end. I mean, it was basically a race for anyone.
That was the, I would say, the ideal broadcaster race for sure. And again, I really cannot thank you, Joe, enough for being on here. Blake, thank you so much for stepping on and getting all those cool notes and stats that you were throwing out there. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate all the drivers for always coming out here, putting on a good show. Looking forward to Vegas. On that note, though, thank you to everyone who tuned in and watched, and we'll be seeing you again around same time next week. Next Monday from Las Vegas. Gonna be a good show. On behalf of everyone at IMRC, Blake and Joe, take care, and bye.